welcome to SingingTV.com. Welcome back. I am your host, Sarah Lee, and together you and I, we're making singing simple. I wanted to address a question that I received today, and it was pretty much, how long does it take to get better? Which I thought, I'm going to come a little closer here, I was just feeling a little far away from you guys. Which I thought was a really interesting question, because it really changes for everybody. How long does it take to get better? That's sort of like, how do I get better? Well, you do all sorts of things, you practice. But it came from, the question came from somebody who basically said, sometimes I get really impatient. I want to get better at something, but I don't know how long it'll take. And when it takes me a long time to do something, I get frustrated and I stop. And you know, something I think interesting about this kind of thing is that music is something that comes naturally to me. It's something that I'm very good at, and I always have been. That means to me, historically, what that means is that if I try to do something and it's hard for me to do musically, if it takes me a long time to do it, I get even more frustrated because, well, I'm supposed to be good at this, so why is it taking me so long? So I think maybe, is that what you're talking about when you asked that question? And I think maybe that's happened to some of you viewers too, where maybe you're trying to transcribe a song or you're trying to learn a melody, and it's a little bit harder, it's a little bit more difficult than the melodies you've been trying to check out recently, and it's taking you longer. And that makes you even more frustrated, and you just want to quit, and you say, kind of forget about it. So, unfortunately, this doesn't have like the same answer for everyone, because we're all different and we all take in knowledge at different rates and different paces and speeds and all that kind of stuff. So, obviously, it's different for everyone. But I would say, if you want to, if you're just a beginner, you're trying to get better at singing, allow yourself 3 months minimum. Now, this is not 3 months where once a week you go, oh, maybe I'll pick up this song and try to practice. This is 3 months where 4 to 5 days a week, for at least 20 minutes a day, you're practicing your warm-ups and your exercises. You are doing, beyond that, something musical, learning how to read, all that kind of stuff. 20 minutes a day just to vocalizing, warm-ups and exercises, give yourself 3 months to notice a difference. Generally, I think, within 2 to 3 weeks, you'll notice a difference in terms of what you're doing vocally if you're going from being a complete beginner to exercising vocally. And I think really, truthfully, anybody, whether you're at an intermediate or an advanced level, anybody who's practicing new things and trying to get better at something will notice within a few weeks to a few months that there's some sort of definite change, some noticeable change in what you're doing physically with your voice or the way that you're sounding. And you only know that if you tape record yourself at the beginning and tape record yourself later. It's like a before and after photo. That's the only way that you can know. It's like if you've ever had a puppy and you don't think the puppy's getting bigger, but you have a friend come over, saw the puppy when the puppy was really little, friend comes over 4 months later, sees the puppy and goes, oh my goodness, this puppy's getting huge. And you're like, really? You see the puppy every day. So you don't have the right kind of perspective to be judging yourself. You know what I mean? So that's number one. If we're talking about getting better at just singing, just being a better singer. Sorry if you hear all this noise outside. I'm here, I'm at school, I'm at Lama, and all the students are celebrating because they're finishing their finals outside. So that's what's going on out there. But so that's what I would do in terms of getting better at singing. That applies, however, to other things. Getting better at breathing. Getting better at even just getting good practice habits. That can be a difficult thing. Did you have any more questions in terms of how long does it take for me to get better at so-and-so? Of course that's not really, if I say 3 months or 3 weeks, that may not be applicable to you. You may be someone for whom music does not come easily. It may take you way, 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 way longer than that. I actually had somebody on the website, on the comments, say, is there a cure for tone deafness? That was an interesting question. Is there a cure for tone deafness? It just takes a lot of practice and a lot of intense focus to be able to hear a pitch that you're not used to paying attention to, that you're not used to listening to, that you're not used to taking your brain and saying, okay, are you hearing that, translate that, and now be able to sing it. It takes a lot of practice, so it really depends on the person, how long something takes to become better at something. So if you're going from a place where you're just beginning and you really cannot match a pitch, it's certainly going to take you a whole lot longer to be able to learn just to sing a scale or just to learn one exercise than it is for somebody who can learn the exercise really quickly and then has to apply it. So I hope that helps in terms of how long is it going to take to do something. I really want you to remember the only way to get better at something is to practice. That's really it. That's how everybody got and gets good at what they're doing, whether they're singers or not. So I hope that helps. Allow yourself some time, be patient, practice, and that's that for today. Once again, this is Singing TV. I'm your host, Sarah Lee, and together you and I, we're making singing simple.